Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back in with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking all about the custom group summon. Before we get started with the video though guys, if you guys are following me on Instagram, you guys can enter a giveaway right now. We're doing a giveaway because we have 20k subscribers. All you guys have to do is follow me on Instagram here, like the post, and follow the instructions on the post, and you'll be entered automatically into the giveaway. The giveaway will be ending in about a month or so make sure you guys participate, and I'll be announcing the winner on YouTube and also on Instagram. That being said, let's get into the video, guys. Custom group summon. So this is basically a system that Smilegate is planning to implement once or twice a year. This is the second time this year, and you get to choose from basically 3 units and their artifacts, and you'll have 2 weeks to actually summon for that unit and that artifact. As you can see here, this event will be running for 1 month, so make sure you guys do this before it expires. Very good event. You get basically access to a lot of limited units but without waiting. And you're going to see, players who have met the requirement, right, will be able to proceed with custom group summon for 14 days. You definitely want to participate. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys a tier list after I talk about this event a little bit more in the next part of this video, and you guys can choose, or look and see what units are worth pulling for. For me personally though, I already know what I want. I want Guiding Light copies from Cerise's banner, and I'm missing 2 RGB units. Actually, I need Ada, and I also need Arya. So this is what I'm going to choose, guys. This is how you choose it, and you're going to see that when you start summoning, you have a chance to actually pull from all 3 of these units and all 3 of these artifacts, and you'll be getting coins from every single summon. You see I have 13 days left, so you want to make sure that you can actually pity it within those 14 days. And the way you pity is by summoning, right? You get coins, and you can open the shop here on the top left, and you're gonna see every summon is 1 coin, guys, and you can see that you can buy the artifacts once for 100 coins. You can also get charms and leaves if you have extra coins left over, and the heroes, unlimited, that you can buy for, but usually you just want to make sure that you buy at least 1 copy of every unit if you get really unlucky, and the artifacts as well if they are very good. So that being said, that's how you actually do this event, guys. Now let's actually talk about the tier list and what units I recommend getting. So here we go, guys. This is the tier list that I have constructed for this event. Now keep in mind, this is only my opinion, and I am kind of considering PvE and PvP, and also for players that are new and have been playing for a while. So it's a very general tier list, right? Obviously, if you guys are super late game, you have a lot of units, you're going to want to prioritize other things more than like newer players would, and it's really up to your discretion. This is like my general guideline. Otherwise, I'd have to make like 10 videos for people like who are still going into Wyvern or going into Raid and stuff like that. So I just decided to make one that is very general. You guys are free to disagree. Just let me know in the comments down below what you guys think should be changed. I'm always open to ideas, and it actually helps me learn more about the game because some other players play with units a lot more than I do, so they actually know more. So always open to ideas, so let me know in the comments down below. So starting off, we have the SSS tier, right? So the SSS tier, you're going to see is starting off with very powerful units. So we have Landy. I think she is the best. So I'm going to be actually ranking them from left to right for the most part. So we have Landy here. Landy is an extremely powerful unit for PvE. She is one of the best damage dealers in the game. You can bring her into a lot of content. Very strong because she doesn't have debuffs, meaning so that bosses that have mechanics where if you have too many debuffs, they like counterattack or something, that won't get affected. And also keep in mind that she has crazy AoE damage that penetrates defense, and CR pushes her team and gives your team speed buff, which is extremely good. She's also very good in PvP and a lot of areas of content, which is why I have her in the SS tier. Next, we have Tamarin. I think Tamarin is also, very good, obviously, because she's the best PvE unit in the game. The thing is, Landy is a limited unit, so I personally recommend taking Landy over Tamarin if you had to choose between the both. But, if you're in that situation, you might as well choose both of them in your triple banner, right? So Tamarin is a very good PvE unit. Not really much to be said about this because you guys probably already know, but she's pretty much usable everywhere in PvE as a Soul Weaver, so very strong. Next, we have the SSB Seaside Bellona limited unit. Everyone has been asking where she's been, and the reason why Smilegate didn't release her is because they were planning to do this triple banner. You can finally pick her up. Extremely powerful for Wyvern, especially for Wyvern one-shot. She is very good at clearing the first wave. If you don't have Seaside Bellona, you'll have to use a 4-star unit known as Clarissa, and her gear requirements are way higher than SSB. Seaside Bellona also has a very powerful artifact in Reingar's special drink, so you definitely want to pull for you don't have her and get as many copies of that artifact. Next, we have Diane, guys. So Diane did get kind of nerfed in PvP because of the fact that they're changing how Soul Weaver's final speed works, reducing it by 7, but nonetheless, still very good. She has attack buff, she has cleansing, a lot of cycling, extremely powerful in PvP, and PvE, honestly, if you don't have Tamarin, you can use her, but after this event, there's no reason you shouldn't have Tamarin, so I'm not going to really talk about her PvE usage that much because she doesn't really get used in PvP. I guess the one area you can use her in over Tamarin in PvE is going to be in Banshee 13 one-shot. Next, we have Cerise. So Cerise is very high on this list because she's very good in PvE for expeditions, also good in Ancient Inheritance, also very good in PvP if you like to cleave, not seen as much anymore, but the biggest reason why she's an SSS or SS tier is because of the fact that her artifact is so OP. Guiding Light, guys, you guys probably already know, gives everyone stealth, makes her extremely powerful, and also makes Landy extremely powerful, right? Landy's best artifact in PvP is Guiding Light, makes the new unit Lua very powerful on it. There's so many good options. Basically, every ranger that wants to, go fast is very good on Guiding Light. Next, we have Rowana, guys, SS tier, because she's extremely good in PvE against bosses that have extra attack or dual attack mechanics. Also, she's very good in PvP against teams that spam counter, and even like Bellions and Rems, so very good there. For that reason, she's SS. Next, we have Politis, guys, extremely powerful as a cleaver, against cleavers, and as a anti-opening unit because of her S2. Very strong unit, guys. I definitely recommend picking her up for PvP if you guys already have all the aforementioned, PvE units, because she's extremely good at stopping, a lot of aggression, and aggression is the biggest reason why a lot of people can't climb because they don't have enough answers to cleavers, and Politis is one of the best answers. Next, we have Luna, guys. So Luna, extremely powerful in Guild Wars offense, very good in Ancient Inheritance, very good in Fire Exposition, and also very good just as a general purpose single target damage dealer, although Landy is kind of just a better version of her for that. But she's very good and high on this list because of her artifact, Draco Plate. Extremely, extremely powerful, guys. Draco Plate is one of the best warrior artifacts in the game. If not the best, you definitely want to pull for her banner if you guys have all the previous units as well. Her artifact is extremely good on a lot of warriors. Now we're going to the S tier, guys. So these units, they're not going to be as universal. The SS units, for the most part, are going to be used in both PvP and PvP in the high end, excluding like Politis, I'd say. But for S tier units, guys, these units will be a little bit less specialized, and they're still very, very good. So if you have all the SS units, I definitely recommend choosing some of the S units to take. So first off, we have Shu, guys. I think Shu is a very powerful meta unit. Actually, let me switch this up. Alencia first. Alencia is a very powerful meta unit. She's an extremely good counter to Apocalypse Ravi because she has injuries built in. And yeah, very powerful. Alencia has a defense buff and AoE strip. Just very strong in PvP. She's just not used in PvE that much. But Alencia is extremely, extremely strong. Now, the reason I had Alencia a little bit lower is because I kind of forgot to move her, but Alencia is one of the best bruisers right now. So next we have Shu, guys. Ice unit, kind of the ice version of Alencia, the fact that she's a bruiser, but that's pretty much it. But Alencia is very good because she has RNG built in with her counterattacks, very good on defense teams, still not used in PvP, but still a very, very strong bruiser. Next we have Violet, kind of the same thing as Shu, but in the green form, a lot of RNG, has evasion, very good bruiser, good on defense teams. You can also use him in PvE though, in KDs, he's pretty good, but Shu and Alencia are just so much better in PvP right now, in my opinion. Next, we have Celine. Celine is extremely powerful against the very meta Lua, the opener, right? So Celine's value and stock has gone up a lot. She's also a very good answer to Cleave, similar to Politis, except that there's a little bit more workarounds to her, right? Politis, doesn't necessarily need to proc her S2 to do well. Celine kind of has to proc her S2 to do well, so there's a little bit of a difference there. But Celine is a very, very strong unit. Next, we have Fairy Tail Tenebria, guys. After the changes to mages in PvP, where they're getting 7 extra speed in RTA. She has been a better than before unit, obviously, but I think she's very good because she's a strong opener. I think after her buff, she's actually a lot more usable now, and there's kind of a situation where if Fairy Tail Tenebria takes a turn, you kind of just lose. Just keep in mind there's a lot of cleansers. I think I'm rating her personally a little bit too high, but I really like using her, so I think she's in the S tier, especially if you're new to the game and you have a lot of good speed gear. She's going to be very, very easy to win with, especially if you're trying to climb to Masters and World Arena. Next, we have Kairon. After his buffs with evasion, very strong. He is a very good defense unit, really annoying to deal with, and a very powerful anti-cleave unit as well. Next, we have Vildred, guys. So Vildred, very strong in PvE, really strong AoE damage dealer. He is very, very powerful in Azmonak, very good in Raid, right? I don't know actually how good he is with the new Raid, but I assume he's still very good. And for Cleavers, guys, very good imprint and very good AoE damage, so definitely a good pickup. Next, we have Zahawk. So Zahawk, after his buffs, extremely powerful, right? He is already good versus APOC Ravi, who's really annoying, and evasion units. But now he can actually, buff another unit. He has attack buff, and he's just really strong. I think he's very, very powerful in Guild Wars right now. I'm having a great time using it. Next, we have Ravi. Fire Ravi is very strong as well. After her buffs to her S3, where she does penetration damage, she actually does a lot of damage, especially against tankier teams. If you draft her in World Arena against really tanky teams, it's kind of like a free win. And in PvE, you can actually just slaughter in the front, similar to Apocalypse Ravi, to tank for your team. And you can pretty much just bring her anywhere in PvE, and she just is a jack of all trades. Next, we have Arya, guys, one of the best, or not the best, but one of the most annoying disruptors in the game, right? She gives her entire team stealth, and then she has high effect resist, right? Making it annoying to strip the counterattack buff on her, and she's just really annoying to deal with. She does have a lot of counters, though, but if you do have a good team built around her, she's pretty decent. And I've seen Arya's, single-handedly win games sometimes, so very, very strong. Now we're getting to the A tier, guys. These units are a bit lower in the tier list. Obviously, I think you guys are going to want to kind of stay away from A, B, and C tier just because SS and S are a lot better. I'm going to talk about the A tier units, and then the rest in the B and C tier I'm not going to talk about too much because they all have a lot of problems, and I think they need buffs. But first off, we have Senya, guys. So Senya, very, very powerful unit. She is extremely annoying with her provoke. If you actually build her on high effectiveness, she can kind of solo teams. I think she's very underrated. The only thing is you need extremely good gear to make her work, so I think she's hard to build, especially for newer players, and you kind of have to pick her in like perfect situations for her to be very good. Crow, I think Crow has fell off a lot because of Adventurer Ross being so strong now, and also the meta is kind of not in his favor because he's very, very weak to cleavers. So Crow is not that great anymore in my opinion. Saria should be your selective summon unit if you don't have her. Extremely powerful in PvE, right? You can just pair her with Tamarin, and then they're a very, very deadly duo. Next, we have Luluka, guys. So Luluka, extremely good in PvE as well, good as a defense breaker. If you put her on Isle of Violin, she can strip bosses as well with her S1 and S3. She's very, very strong. She also has, protection for your team in her S2, making her good in KDs and also Expedition as well. Next, we have Hwayoung. I think Hwayoung, after her nerfs, she's actually not as bad as people think, especially if you run her on Torrent set. She used to be obviously like SS, right? But I think now she is in the A tier. She's a lot more balanced. I think not as OP anymore, but still does her job as a tank buster. But still a pretty okay unit. If you guys want to recall her for any of the above units, it's pretty worth, honestly. But Hwayoung is still usable if you have all the other units already. Next, we have Charlotte. So Charlotte, AoE damage done in PvP, nothing much else. You can use her against Spectre Tenebrias, even Landies if you're struggling against them. But besides that, you're not going to really use it too much. But when you do pick her in that situation, she's extremely powerful and can win you games. So B and C tier units, guys, not really worth picking up. They're very, very specialized. Surmia, for example, she's only really good in KD's one-shot and also in like Guild Wars offense. But there's so many good options, right? You can use like Luna as your Guild Wars offense unit. You can use Watcher Sure, your 4-star unit, as your KD's one-shotter. So a lot of good options already. So not that worth it, right? C tier, just like units that need buffs. For example, Says, very, very bad. He needs a buff ASAP. Or units you can get for free anyways, like Sigrid, Vivian, and Bomb Arcana, which kind of makes me wonder, why do I have Surmia here when she is also free? But yeah, you get my point. But now we have the Cleave units, guys, and we're talking about the one-shot hunt units. We're going to wrap this video up. So Cleave units, as you can see, honestly, everything past like Pavel, on the right of Pavel, not really worth picking up. So we're going to talk about the first 6. So Summertime Assyria, limited unit. Her artifacts are really good on herself. You kind of need it at plus 30 to make her very consistent. Also good on the recently buffed Pirate Captain Flan. So if you guys want to use her, definitely pull for Summertime Assyria banners. If you guys are cleavers, right, you can like kind of put them in the SS tier as well. If you guys are strictly cleavers, maybe even like above it because you guys want to cleave. But for the most part, guys, if you guys aren't committed super entirely to cleave, then you can kind of put these units, a little bit below, like I'd say like in the S or A tier, right? Next we have Ran, very good opener as well. Same with Peyra. I think Ran is more for like strict cleavers. Peyra is like, yeah, I want to cleave, but in case if something goes bad in draft, I can switch over to like a tankier team, right? But Ran is definitely better for strict cleavers. Peyra's a good second option, and also good if you want to play bruisers sometimes. Ada, self-explanatory if you guys know what she does. Super annoying. She can pretty much solo cleave your team and also can hold Toggle Hells. Extremely annoying to deal with, does a lot of damage. Flan, one of the best support units in the game. If you can boost a unit such as Ada, she will one-shot your team. And Pavel, very good opener as well. He gets pretty heavily countered by anything that counters souls like Bellion and like Acid and stuff like that. He just really needs souls to work. He needs to get his soul burn off. One-shot hunts, guys, nothing really worth picking up here. Honestly, there's so many units that can one-shot hunts. You have like Ram and Baiken from Limited. no, not limited, from collaborations. You can use like Bologna from the B tier. She's like a good one-shot unit as well. The only thing that I'm gonna mention is Ervalen. His artifact is super good on like Remnant Violet and other thieves that want to dodge, even like Arbiter Vildred. So if you guys want to abuse that artifact and get a lot of copies, sure. But keep in mind, you can only buy one copy of the artifact with the coins. So yeah, you have to get really lucky on the banner. So I don't think it's worth it if you're new to the game. But if you're a whale, go ahead. So that's pretty much it for this tier list, guys. You know, nothing too crazy. I think it's pretty similar to other tier lists, right? Just focus on the limiteds, obviously, if you guys don't have them. You might be wondering, why is there like a limited in the B tier in Holiday Euphine? She's pretty bad after her buff still, so you know, if you do want to make sure you get the limited unit, then you can put her like in the SS tier to your own for your own discretion. But just keep in mind, this is my personal opinion, and yeah, if you guys have different opinions, let me know down below. See you guys next time, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.